Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Keither.net for another E-mini S&P 500 Index Future chart review. So we're going to be talking about yesterday's session, which was September 19th, 2014. It's currently September 20th. I'm doing this on a Saturday because I didn't have time last night. But let's get into it. So first I'm going to look what happened yesterday. If you watched yesterday's video, it was pretty much a bunch of overlapping and sideways action. There was not a whole lot to play as far as trades go. If you wanted to play today, you'd have to be a little more aggressive or play some type of channel play, because it did channel out here for a little bit and then it finally broke out at the end of day. But even this channel is not that wide. It's about 2 points at the best. So you had 2 points in between here. You could have played a few times. But overall, it just wasn't a good day. There wasn't a lot of volume, wasn't a lot of trend. So if you did well yesterday, good job. Now let's take a look at what it did. It broke out at the end of day, and then it came back up. It pulled back up. So we kind of got a little bit of a trending action here, just like we did the previous overnight session, which is kind of interesting. We trended way more overnight than we did during the day. So I just want to get to the end before the open here. What time are we at here? We're at 5:40 a.m. Okay, so we trended along the 21 EMA, which is good. And then we broke below it, and we had one leg up, and then came back down. And then we kind of bounced around it. And now it looks like we're back down below it. It came up and hit it, and it looks like we're pulling away again. And there it did pull away. And now we're back up at the 21 EMA. And it's 7:30 a.m. I just want to get to the open here. Okay, it looks like we broke back above it. And as you can see, the first candle there, it's a really long, messy candle. But anyways, we trended up, we trended down, and now it looks like we broke back up for the open. Now let's switch over to the tick chart. And okay, so we did see a little bit of the day there, but I have not studied this chart, as I like to mention. I like to go bar by bar and really see what I can do as if it were live. So I'm going to draw on a trend line there, because the first thing I see is, as we saw on the price or the 5-minute candle chart, it did kind of trend overnight along a line there. So let's find the open. Okay, here's the open on the 2000 tick chart. Okay, so we have some immediate up action, and then we pull back. And look at that. It played this trend line right here. Okay, it tested it. It came back with the 20 EMA. Now let's see if it'll break down below this. And it did just barely. It broke down by a tick or so. Maybe 3 ticks. I'm at a point. But anyways, about 3 ticks, it broke down below it. And now we're back above the 21 EMA. And we're coming back to it. A lot of indecision here. So kind of like yesterday, it's really just kind of banging around the 21 EMA. There's not really much to do yet. We're waiting for some direction here. And look at that. It continues to play along this trend line that I just drew, which is pretty interesting. Okay, we fell out a little bit. So at this point, it looks like we're trending down, but one other thing to note here, we could also draw a trend line across the top here and wait for a breakout. So this is almost a downward channel right here. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm not going to take a trade, because if this continues, then it should come back up here rather than break out. But then again, we do not know when it will break out to either side. And look at that. It did. It came right back up to the top of the channel here. So let's continue to see. We're just waiting for some action here. We broke out. Let's let it test. Okay. Now this is interesting. It broke out. It went sideways, but look at this. This doji is really nice. Right on top of the 21 EMA. And it tested the top of this channel line that I drew here. So this is a really good signal right here. Let's see what it does. I would go long if I get a signal bar here. Nope, we did not get a signal bar, so we're still waiting. And we're breaking back down. See if we hold that bottom channel line there. And we did, but now look how narrow this channel has become. It started out here this wide, and now it's all the way down here, and it's really tight. So we're looking for movement here. Any candle now, it's going to make movement, because what they like to say is that it coils up. You know, we started out wide, got shorter, 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 tighter, tighter. And at this point, it can't channel along here anymore. It can't go up, down, up, down, up, down. It's going to have to break out. So let's see what happens. And it's continuing to go sideways in that really, really tight channel. Now, this was the top of the channel yesterday, the sideways action for almost all day yesterday. This is the top of it right here. So it came back and touched that. Now let's see how it reacts to that. Okay, it broke through it and it came back up to it and tested it. Okay. And now we're testing this line here. I'm not sure what it is, and I don't want to go back at this point. We're just kind of waiting and seeing still. Okay. And we're really getting some down action now. And once again, it found a level. It found this level, it found this level, it found this level. So you could definitely be playing these if your strategy is a little more aggressive. But we're waiting for the 21 EMA pullbacks. Okay. Now, this level here, I believe it might have been the bottom of the channel. In fact, I'm not sure. But anyways, it did find this, and look at that. It bounced right off of it, and now we're back above the 21 EMA. And we're at the top of this channel line here, and it's getting really tight. Back here, we didn't think it could get much tighter. It was going to break out, and now it's way down here. Okay, it came up above the 21 EMA, and it tested it back here with this big candle. Let's see if we... Okay, and it did reverse it. Now, I'm going to take this as a signal bar right here for many reasons. Because we've been trending down all day. We drew in these channel lines, which also kind of means that the market's been just kind of drifting and flagging out. You can see this as one big channel or one big flag. And right here, we broke out and we tested this level, and we did not penetrate that. And now at this point, we came back up above the 21 EMA. We came into these channel lines here. And then we had a pullback with this big red candle. But look what happened. It immediately reversed on the next two candles. And now we're at this level, which was the top of the channel yesterday. So we're going to use this as sort of a level for a breakout. And also, it's at the top of our signal bar. So let's look for an entry bar. An entry bar would be anything above 2003 even. So 2003.25 would be an entry. Okay, and we did get knocked into this trade here, so let's see what happens. Pulling back to the 21 EMA, and there it goes. So 23.25, and it's gone up to 2004.50. So we did get our point right there. And that was a beautiful trade. I mean, even if you would have waited till it pulled back here, you wouldn't have had to sit through that few candle pullback right there. You could have just taken it off here. You would have been in at 2003 or 2004 even. So you wouldn't have your point yet. And there you go. You would have your point if you entered off of this bar right here. Off this entry bar. Or the signal bar and off this entry bar. So let's keep going. We got one successful trade on the day. We're looking for a pullback because now we're starting to confirm somewhat of a trend here to the other direction. Two notable things is what I already mentioned. It came up, pulled back. And also, we broke this level, and now we've broken this level here, which was a prior lower high right there. So let's wait for a pullback and see what happens. And there we go. We're at a pullback right here. It's 2:15. It's getting a little late, but we have about 45 minutes of trade left. If a trade presents itself here, we could still take it. Okay, we got an entry bar right there. Let's look for a signal bar. A signal bar would be above 2005 even, so 2005.25 would be our signal bar on this one. And we're in at 2005.25. And it went all the way back up to this high right here, this previous high, which you can see was the high of these candles, and it was also the bottom of these candles. So it's kind of seeing if it wants to break above these lower highs here. And, of course, the low of the day right there. So as I said, we're in at 2005.25, and we're looking for one more tick to get our point. And there we go. We got a point and a tick on that, so we did get our point. That's 2 successful trades on the day with this strategy. And it's getting pretty late in the day. It's 2:45. I will not be taking any more trades on this, but let's see what happens. It pulls back again, and it just kind of falls out there a little bit. And it tried to do another leg down, a lower high here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this in just for my own future reference when the market opens on Sunday for the overnight session into Monday's trade. Maybe it will go along that. Let's see what it did here in the let's go back to our 5-minute actually. Let's see what it did here. Okay, so it came down. I would look for this to come back up and hit here, because if you're going to trade the Sunday open, a lot of times it'll break to one side or the other, but one thing to look for is we hit this level here, we pulled back, we came up here, and we dropped back down. We hit it again here, and if you notice here, we have kind of a triangle here, right here on this low of the day and this new trend line I just drew. You might look for this to kind of, if I had to guess, it's probably going to gap down to here and then come back up, and then it might play around here, or it might break out. Just something to be looking for, something that you can kind of gauge your trades off of. But anyways, that's the trading for Friday, September 19th, 2014. We had 2 successful trades on the day. Half the day over here. You could have taken trades here. As I said, this is basically a channel. I mean, once it hit here, here, and here, you could start looking for a channel play right here. You could have gone short here. You would have got beat around a little bit here, but it did come back down. And then you could have went long here. You would have got beaten around, but guess what? It did come back up. And then it gets a little bit messy because you're outside of the channel. And you could have went short here, but as I said, you're outside the channel. That's a little unpredictable. So if you wanted to trade this, you could. I might even take a shot. But for this video, I'm just looking at the 21 EMA pullback, as that's the channel or the play that I'm working on. I want to focus on one play and just master it and make sure that I can make my money and have profitable trades, which is even more important. The money will follow. Anyways, guys, this video is getting too long for such a boring day, but we had 2 successful trades, no losses. After yesterday, that was much needed because yesterday we did not get any trades. So that was nice. All right, guys, see you back here on Monday.